Welcome to In Conversation. I'm Dave Webb. This is Lori Bieda, Executive Lead of Customer Intelligence for SAS Americas. Lori, thanks for being with us.
My pleasure.
Recently, SAS Premier Business Leadership Series, a lot of talk about the social media analysis.
Yeah, there absolutely was. And I would say that that's reflective of where customers' heads are at today, and all around the Americas we see an awful lot of folks trying to create social media strategies and tap into the power of social media and understand their brands.
And what kind of content are we analyzing here?
Oh, actually, good question. There's an awful lot of rich content that's flowing through the web right now around sentiment associated with customers' brands. And so what we tend to find in the customers who are leveraging it very heavily are understanding the positive and negative sentiment associated with their brand. They're also tracing that back to where their brands are being talked about and their products are being talked about on the web, through to the actual individuals who are making that commentary and leveraging that for the purposes of understanding their brand health, their reputation, customer satisfaction, even through to even using it for market research purposes.
Mm-hmm. Is there an element of structuring unstructured information to this?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And in fact, unstructured data is just growing at such a rapid rate over the years, text-related data, and social media is all about taking that which is unstructured and being able to put it in sound bites that can be analyzed for data purposes, which is something that SAS has been doing for many years, and employing that technique now against social media.
What kind of organization is this going to be valuable for?
Well, actually, we're seeing it from all kinds of sectors because companies have varying interests, from understanding their brand health through to SAT and all the references that I've made. We have folks coming from financial services sector, insurance, retail, telecommunications, government applications, manufacturing. There are an awful lot of companies out there who are trying to tap into any net new and rich data source, of which social is definitely one. And so we're seeing tons of applications from around the globe as well as across industry.
But specifically with respect to social media, what kind of volume of social media traffic is kind of the cutoff point at which above this you really should be doing some analysis?
Actually, we find it's more to do with the kind of chatter that's happening, because in actual fact, even if you're playing in smaller markets, if the kind of market in which you're playing and you've got really negative sentiment associated with your brand, you often find that companies of that nature are quite interested in social data as well. And so I've seen it across the globe coming from a variety of different places. But certainly those who are interested in being able to mine social data and incorporate that with all the other intelligence they have internally in their organizations are skewing towards some of the larger companies as well.
Now, how can you weed out sarcasm, make the distinctions between like the way different demographics speak? Because one word coming from someone my age could mean something completely different coming from somebody who's in their 20s.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, that's one of the things involved in ascribing sentiment through the SAS Smart Sentiment Engine. And in fact, I'll give you an example where in the hospitality industry, there was a phrase that was out there called, "Hey, that's a cool pool." Well, if you're the guy that manages maintenance for the temperature of the pool, cool pool could mean, "Hey, guy, turn up the heat." But on the other end, if you're a teenager or you're some individual who might use that as one of a term that you would reference to say, "Hey, that's very interesting," it might be very favorable. And so in cases like that, how SAS powers their sentiment engine is it uses the intelligence of statistics that can ascribe, and the data learns over time to tag those things with positive or negative sentiment. But it also allows you to actually overwrite that from a human perspective to interpret the data correctly and make sure that in certain cases, if it is actually a cool pool, that in that case was actually an interesting pool and it was a good sentiment, that the actual analyst is able to tag it as such, so that to your point you get accuracy, which is really what you're looking for in any data mining.
So there is still, aside from the automation, there's still a fair bit of human analysis in this.
I'd say there's both. What we found, customers who get the highest degree of accuracy use the intelligence of an automated engine, and then they also program in and they intervene where is necessary. But then our software learns over time, so it knows that you tag it as such, and the next time it sees that occurrence, it actually learns. So the Smart Sentiment Engine helps you get augmented precision over time, but it gives you the benefit of both the science element of it as well as the art that comes from the human brain, and making sure that things over time, as you see new nuances in language and as they adjust, that you're able to get the precision from both and the ultimate benefit.
Great. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.